What does it actually take to 3x your business in a down market? And I just had this conversation with a team that joined us at Realty of America, and they're building out. They're going to do about 55, 60 transactions this year. Their goal for next year is to get from that like 150 range to 180 transactions, and they're out of Vegas, right? So totally doable. It's something that they just have to put their mind to. They're a small team, and we've been there. We've done it, and we did it in typically what people would consider a down market. So this is the 2022, 2023 when rates kind of got flipped on its head and rates started going up 5, 6s. They were touching 7 sometimes. And everybody thought that the market was falling apart. You know, basically all hell broke loose on the real estate market. And we were able to go from 2022 selling 32 homes, which most of them were me selling it, right, as a team. And we went from me selling less homes, but our team sold 103 homes. And so we made this big shift, and it wasn't so much that, yeah, the increase of agents helped out. That definitely always helps. But a lot of it was just realizing where we were, realizing where we needed to go, and then just taking massive action towards it. So a couple of things that helped us. And it's funny because I remember October of 2022, I remember that same feeling where it was like, man, October 22, we're looking at our boards, we have like 3 open escrows, right? We're running a team here. We're supposed to be social media stars, all this good stuff. And we're not doing what we want, or not doing really what we should be doing. And so we had to kind of flip everything on its head and say, no, you know what? We're going to do whatever it takes, no matter what, we're going to get results. And that's exactly what we do. We got to work. And so to be able to 3x your business in a down market is difficult. And so a couple of things had to go into making this happen. This is exactly what I was telling the team. It's that your level of commitment to yourself and the level of commitment to your team is going to make all the difference. The level of sacrifice is going to be a lot higher when you're building something out. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice your sleep? Are you willing to sacrifice some time with the family? Are you willing to sacrifice some time hanging out with your friends? Right? Like there is going to be a level of sacrifice. It just depends on how much and what you're willing to sacrifice. And you have to get super locked in with that, because we had to sacrifice a lot of our mornings. And I shared the story with them. Like a lot of it was us getting back to the basics and getting into the office at 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and getting to work. Right? Working on campaigns, working on systems, doing content before the day started. So we didn't have to worry about content later. So it was a lot of that going on, and it was a lot of sacrifices of our sleep, time with family, and it also took a higher level of obsession. And what I mean by that is we were obsessed with driving results. And people look at being obsessed as something that's wrong, something that, you know, that could be, you know, unhealthy. And the way I look at it, there is a season where you have to be obsessed about what you're building and what you're doing. It's going to be the only way that it works, right? I was having conversations with my team this past week about going from making 180,000 to 400,000, and I told them it's going to take about double the work that you did last year or this past year, 2025. But it's also going to take a different level of obsession. That means going home and you're still thinking about work sometimes, right? It's 9 o'clock at night and you're creating or not so much creating content, but you're editing content, you're organizing your posts, you're going back and speaking with people, knowing exactly who you're setting up your day for the next day to know exactly who you're going to follow up with. Like you're setting all that up because you're setting yourself up for success. Right? And it's going to take those type of days, those type of nights to go from 180,000 to 400,000. And then until you start leveraging out some help, and I get that part, but there is going to be those conversations you have to have with your spouse, with your family, and say, hey, you know what, right now, I understand these are our goals, this is where we want to go to, and there is going to be a season where I'm going to have to get after it. And as long as you get the permission, you guys are all on the same page about it. Obviously, take off the time and spend with your family the time that you need to do so, all that good stuff. Not saying neglect your family, definitely not saying that. But it's gonna take that type of sacrifice, that type of commitment, and that type of like all-in mentality to be able to triple your business in 2026. And so looking at all that, like let's say right now you're looking at your schedule, you're looking at what you actually have to do, is number one, have those conversations with your family and agree upon what you guys are willing to sacrifice. Like for me, unfortunately, like I lost a lot of friends because I was willing to sacrifice my friends, right? And I'm talking about friends from high school, friends from, other places. Like I was okay doing that because I knew that my priorities were going to church, my relationship with Christ, right? My family and my business. Those were the three things that I needed to do. And so I had to sacrifice in other places. Unfortunately, there's some areas where I sacrifice my health for a bit there. And I wouldn't recommend that. Take care of your health. And I'm getting back to that. But there's a time where I did that. I had to sacrifice my health and I had to wake up and sleep 4 or 5 hours only. And I had to miss the gym because I had to get back and spend time with my family. And we're in that season right now when we have, 3 kids under 5 years old. Some of that's gonna happen. I gotta take care of myself a little bit better, but we're gonna make the best of it. I try to go to the gym now 2-3 times a week. It's not anything crazy, but that's the best that I can do right now, right? And so being able to sacrifice playing PlayStation, doing like all these things that I love to do, right? Going golfing, I had to sacrifice it all. I had to stop going golfing. So what am I willing to sacrifice? Have the conversation with my family. The second thing is putting those goals in front of you consistently. Like you have to know exactly what's going on, right? Every single day, where you're headed, right? So if your goal is 400,000, write down why it's important to hit that 400,000. And you got to put it in front of yourself every single day. If you have a journal, write it in your journal. If you have a screensaver, put it on your screensaver. If you have a board, a whiteboard, put 400,000 on there, right? And then write down why. You got to be able to see this every single day. When I'm praying and I'm meditating, right, on the word, and I'm looking at, I'm forecasting what's going on, right? I'm visualizing myself hitting that goal already. And too many people don't look at what they have to do right now to get there, and then so they never actually get there because they don't have a destination. And so I think that's another big thing, right? And then also just being committed to the success. You have to be 100% committed to driving results. And so if you can put all that together, right, the sacrifices, the putting the goal in front of you, knowing exactly where you're headed, the commitment, right, and then going all in with work, you're going to hit your goals in 2026. I don't care what the market is doing. I don't care who's telling you that the market is terrible. You will sell a ton of homes and you will hit your goals if you stay focused. The agents who are failing right now are the agents who are distracted, doing 4, 5, 6 other things, right? They have their side gig with doing baskets, and they're also trying to do the lending side. It's like, no. Let's just focus on the main thing. Let's drive results. And let's meet the goals that we have set out for 2026. If you guys are looking to hit those goals, feel free to reach out to me. Would love to help in any way that I can. But I hope this video helps out a little bit and drive some value, get you guys prepared for 2026, because it's important and it matters. Bye, guys.